Hello everyone, welcome back to Sakura Succubus 3, Part 3. Let's jump right in. When I eventually wake up, it's with a dull, throbbing ache in my temple. I wonder if something's wrong with me. Am I sick? My arms and legs are heavy, but I don't seem to have a temperature. I'm not hot at all. In fact, I feel cold. What's going on? I don't know how long I've been asleep. I don't remember what happened before I passed out either. My mind is blank. My memories have slipped away. It's like my skull's turned into a colander. I think I was in my home, but I wasn't alone. Who was with me? Nah. I strained my leaky memory to its absolute limit. My head's still throbbing. Maybe all this thinking is bad for me. Humans weren't made to exert ourselves like this. What if I have a brain hemorrhage? It's a shame I don't have a famous doctor in my harem of succubi. They're all very talented in their own ways, but I don't think any of them would be much use wielding a scalpel. Speaking of succubi, was I with a succubus before I passed out? I think I might have been. I can recall, though faintly, the sensation of lips against my own. Somebody kissed me. I pressed my fingers against my lips as a detective might run his gloved fingers about a crime scene. If I was kissed, it must have been hours ago. I can't feel any warmth on my lips now. I feel so cold. Where am I, anyway? Now that I've somewhat regained my senses, I let my hand fall from my mouth and look at my surroundings. I'm not in my apartment anymore. In fact, I have no idea where I am. This place is like nothing I've ever seen. I'm in a large room with a high vaulted ceiling. There are windows, but the sky outside them is dark, which makes everything feel dull and gloomy despite its grand scale. Really, this room is huge. It's like something from a fairy tale palace, but slightly wrong. The color scheme too dark and gloomy to be befiddled of a flaxen-haired heroine from a destined movie. Maybe this spacious room is instead the abode of an evil stepmother or a wicked witch. That might explain why it's so cold in here. It's full of dark magic. Brr. I shiver, wrapping my arms around myself as I continue to stare. The furniture seems to loom over me. The bed I'm sitting upon, meanwhile, is a real work of art. It's large, the mattress soft, with a fancy headboard. It looks like something a princess might sleep in. Princess? My brow furrows. Why has that struck a chord with me? I don't know any princesses. They're pretty rare in today's modern society, beyond fantasy RPGs and the like. There aren't all that many people who can confidently state that they're princesses, and those who can never interact with me. I'm just Agasawara Hiroki. There's nothing special about me, other than my unique scent that succubi find irresistible. There's no way any member of any country's royal family would fake interest in me. No human princess would, at least, but what about a succubus princess? What if I'm disappointed in you? You've been an utterly awful influence. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm listening. Grr, why you? Do you not refer to me as you? That is a mark of great disrespect. I am your lady, and you will refer to me as thus. Now, stop staring at me with those sad eyes. You look utterly pitiful. You are going to make me sick. Huh? I sit up a little straighter, my senses restored. I can hear voices. They're dim and distant, but I think they must be coming from outside this room. Though I can't see the speakers, both voices sound familiar. One is proud and haughty, proud and howdy, the other pained. The first voice is a little harder to replace than the second, but I'm quite certain about the owner of those low moans. You, how dare you, you bitch! You would call me that despite my superior status? You do not know your place. You've let the acclaim of the humans get to your head. Now, submit before me. I won't stop until I see you cry. Hold on, I gotta plug my phone in. Okay. I've never heard her make sounds quite like that before, but that's Marina. It has to be. She's in trouble. And I need to go help her. I rise from the bed, disrupting the dark covers that pull around me. Whoever laid me down upon his bed didn't strip me of my clothes. Thank goodness, so I do not need to hunt around in that imposing wardrobe for something to put on. I dash across the vast bedchamber, the soles of my feet slapping against the floor. The pain gasps and cries get louder with each step I take. I hope I'm not too late. Marina! I throw open the hefty double doors and step out into a large hallway. Perhaps. The hallway is dark and the sky beyond these windows is pitch black. This strange, otherworldly mansion is nothing like anywhere I've ever been. Right, I'd live there. In terms of design, it's very Western, Gothic too. It looks a little like the haunted house at Destined Land, but it's on a far grander scale. Everything looks very expensive. The person who owns this place must be an atheist? I don't know that fucking word. I wonder if this place has a billiards room and a library and... Gah? My musings are cut short by another cry. Marina sounds much closer now. This hallway is lined with numerous wooden doors, all of them replete with brass handles, but my senses are telling me she's behind this one. Hold on, Marina. I'm coming. My fingers tighten about the door handle. I pull to it, wince with the effort. All the doors in this place are heavy. Then slip inside. I would. That's probably better than my whole house. I look around this new room. This new room's eyes agog. It's even larger than the bedroom, if such a thing is possible. For such a large room, it's rather sparse. Save the throne at the very back of it, set upon a raised dais. Is this really the throne room? It stands to reason royalty must live here. This isn't just a mansion, it's a palace. Wow. I stare at tourist might with wide, surprised eyes. In a way, I guess I am a tourist. This place is unfamiliar to me. I've seen more new sights in the last 5 minutes than I have in the last 5 years. It'd be nice if I had my camera so I could take some photos of this place and exquisite architecture. But now isn't the time. I finally found her. Marina! Ooh, that's hot. Huh, Hiroki? Marina stares at me, her face bright red with embarrassment. I think if I were Marina's shoes, though it doesn't look like she's wearing any, I'd be embarrassed too. She's sprawled on the ground like an insect or a bug, something less than human. Her voluptuous bosom is pushed up painfully on the plush carpet, and her long hair coils messily about her. Her legs are slightly spread, and her shapely rear is raised in the air. A pose such as this would be humiliating for anybody, let alone a businesswoman of Marina's caliber. But that doesn't surmise the full extent of her humbling. There's somebody sitting upon the throne, sporting long black tresses and a skin-tight costume that leaves little to the imagination. I think I know who it is, though. I've never seen her wear clothes like this before. It's my high school sweetheart, Yuki. Though I suppose her real name is Yu, the ruler of Succubi. She's Marina's superior. Right now, she's treating Marina like a piece of furniture. Yu's feet are bare and one leg is raised as she props it up. Not on a stool or a poof, but on Marina's body. Yu nudges Marina with her foot. She grinds her sole against the top of Marina's head, none too gently, and Marina groans. Her lower lip trembling, Marina glances down at the ground. I'm sorry, Hiroki, I don't want you to see me like this. I'm supposed to be the one who dominates, rather than the one who is dominated. Marina's eyes bead with bitter, angry tears. I hope this doesn't sour your opinion of me. I'm sure I must look pathetic. Yes, you do. Yu looks at Marina coolly, arms folded. She grinds her foot atop of Marina's head even harder, in a truly vindictive manner that seems calculated to cause as much pain as humiliating as possible. Marina can't withstand the full brunt of Yu's anger. Her body dips, her face aflame. Her succubus wings, which protrude from her back, quiver. Dogs might wag their tails when they're happy, but I don't think the anxious quivering of Marina's wings signifies happiness. She must feel wretched. She looks kind of wrenched, too. Not that I'd be callous enough to tell her that. It's fine, Marina. Don't worry. I'll never think any less of you because of this. Do you really mean that? Yes, I do. I'm very fond of you. As I've said before, something like this isn't enough to sway my feelings. I know you're not cowering before that woman because you want to. She has forced you to this. How astute. You cast her eyes upon me. Her irises are pale, icy blue. They look paler still in the darkness throne room, so penetrating I shiver. Is it true enough, Marina? It is true enough Marina did not want to prostrate herself before me. But then again, she never does. She has always been difficult. Yu's lips curls. She thinks she is above me solely because she is older and a bit more experienced. She has never before taken me seriously, though I am supposed to be her ruler. She has always degenerated and disrespected me. She has far, far too much pride for a mere underling. I have tried to be lenient with her, but I cannot let it stand now. I will grind her beneath my heel, quite literally, as you can see, and show her just how truly small and insignificant she really is. Now, Marina. Yu looks down at her captive. Yu still isn't smiling, her expression is coolly detached, but I get the feeling she's enjoying this a bit more than she's letting on. Yu really is a sadist. Won't you subject yourself to me? I will punish you as is my right. It is what you deserve for seducing my dear Hiroki. Seducing? Marina glowers at you. You make me sound like I'm some wicked temptress. Well, aren't you? You are a succubus. And so are you. Seducing men might be in our nature, but Hiroki is more than just a conquest to me. In the beginning, I spoke to him because of his unique scent. He intrigued me. It was little more than idle curiosity, really. But as some time went by, our relationship developed. I began to learn a bit more about him, and then, how dare you? Yu interrupts Marina's story. Her voice is cold and glacious as a snowdrift. Do not talk to me about your so-called relationship with my beloved. If you do, I will inflict far more torment upon you than this. Yu pushes her bare soul against Marina's head. With so much force, Marina's body buckles. Her chin hits the ground and she winces. Maybe she bit her tongue. Is that why her eyes are beating with tears? You are truly shameless, even for a succubus. I have tried to tell you this dozens of times already, but I suppose I mustn't have made it clear enough. One does not get tired of repeating oneself, though. I'm a busy woman, and I have a good deal more to do than punish you for your transgressions, so please try to pay attention. If I ever have to school you in this matter again, I will crack open your skull. Yu stomps on Marina's head without mercy, her eyes emotionless. Hiroki is mine. He belongs to me, not you, and I won't let you lay as much as a finger on him again. Right. I don't care what sort of relationship you might have had once. It is all null and void now. Now we are in the succubus realm. Nobody can refuse my wishes. I rule this place with absolute power. Ah, so we're in the succubus realm, are we? I had wondered. I guess that's cleared up my mystery. You must have brought me here after I fell unconscious. She might be regal, but I don't think she's above using underhanded methods to get what she wants. I guess she used her magic on me to knock me insensible, so I wouldn't be able to struggle. Then she kidnapped me. Am I going to be trapped here now from now on? How does one get back to Tokyo from the succubus realm anyway? Maybe I need to walk through some sort of portal, recite some sort of spell, or click a pair of ruby red slippers together. Saint Wizard of Oz, friend. Ah, you still disciplining Marina? What's she saying? I have decided that I want Hiroki, so you must learn to keep your distance and hold your tongue. This is not a request, but an order. Yu kicks Marina's head, her shoulders, and her stomach. As Marina slumps on the ground, propped up by her arms, she can't protect herself, and if she tried, I think it would provoke Yu's wrath further. Marina has no other options but to take this abuse. Marina grits her teeth together, her eyes are filled with anger and tears, but she has too much pride to let them fall. Somehow she looks oddly dignified, despite the severe dressings down she's receiving. I don't think I'd be able to endure such torments without shedding at least a couple tears. Yu's not exactly being gentle. It's a good thing she removed her shoes at least, I guess, but being kicked repeatedly must hurt. I will forgive you for your previous relations with Hiroki. You weren't to know that I had already claimed him. You like to imagine you are the smartest of all of us, but you were wholly ignorant. I cannot reveal somebody for acting without first knowing. Another sharp, sudden kick to the stomach. But now you do know. You should keep your distance. Look upon this as a warning. If you ever test my patience again, I will make you eat dirt and cry tears of blood. Thud, thud, thud. Yu is kicking Marina indiscriminately, while Marina groans and gasps. It looked like Yu was in control of her facilities, more or less, when I arrived in the throne room, but my presence seems to have spurred her jealous on to insane levels. If this keeps up, Marina might be in serious danger. I know she's a succubus and her body is made of harder stuff than a normal human, but Yu is a succubus too. She must be very powerful and she's not holding back. Marina's body is going to end up covered in black and blue bruises. She might even break a bone. Yu shows no signs of stopping anytime, despite Marina's gasps. Marina's pain only encourages her. I have to do something. I must order you to stop. I can't keep watching this. It's cruel. I grit my teeth together. Fingers curled into a fist at my side, I cry out. Quit that, Yu! That's enough! What are you doing is cruel! Marina's done nothing to deserve this! I know, dude, she's giving her an ass whooping. Leave her alone! Oh? Yu glances at me. She pierces her lips together. You mustn't be as smart as I thought, Hiroki, to interfere with such matters. As the ruler of the succubus realm, and all the succubi who dwell within it, nobody can tell me what to do. I do not answer to orders. I am giving Marina only what she deserves. Yu glances down at Marina. She's still curled up on the floor beneath Yu's bare foot, her face twisted in pain. It certainly looks like she's suffering. Her eyes are damp and watery. When she squeezes them together, a couple of tears trickle down her cheeks. Yu sighs. Well, perhaps you do have a point. There's a chance I may have been a little too thorough in distributing retribution. One does not like to lose one's control. As the ruler of the succubus realm, such frenzied emotions are unsuitable for myself. I would hate to look hysterical, so I am finished with you for now, for the present, Marina. I trust my actions made an impact, even if my words did not. Now go. Leave me in peace. I do not wish to see your face again. Ha, ha, ha. Marina laughs. She might have sustained a lot of damage, but her pride hasn't wavered. Dude, I know, dude, right. Rather than thanking you for her kindness, she instead says, The feeling is quite mutual, I can assure you. Oh? Use icy eyes flash. Are you trying to talk back to me, Marina? After all you've endured? Do you truly have no sense of self-preservation? If you enjoyed the sensation of my foot upon your quivering body that much, I could always punish you again. No, it's fine, Lady Yu. My apologies. Marina adjusts the straps of her complex outfit, then offers you a clipped curtsy. I shall now depart. Yes, you do that. Do it quickly, too. If you do not, I may be forced to make you depart, not just from this room, but from the world of all living beings. Ha! How frightening. You really do have a way with words, my lady. Hiroki is right, though. If you are to be an effective leader, you really ought to work on your temper. Anger does not become you. You glares at Marina, but Marina doesn't see it. She has already turned on her heels. I watch as Marina walk off. Her motions are somewhat slow and sluggish, no doubt from the beating she received at Yu's hands. Or foot, rather. Marina walks with something of a limp, and she has to drag her leg behind her, but she remains self-possessed. She exits the room, closing the heavy door behind her with a dull thud. Now it's just you and me in the throne room. And the air feels positively glacial. The atmosphere is so thick you could cut it with a knife. I feel much the same back in my apartment where I was all alone with you. Chills are running up and down my spine, but my palms are starting to sweat. My heart's beating pretty hard, too. Is that what biologists call a flight or fight response? My body must know one's instincts level, but it isn't safe to be alone in Yu's company. I can't trust her. What if she turns on me like she did Marina? The thought is a frightening one. But I'm far more unnerved by the prospects of being trapped in the Succubus realms for years, maybe decades. Now, that's much better. Idly, Yu toys with a lock on her long, dark hair. Her blue eyes, so pale they seem to be devoid of pigmentation, stare at me. She might as well be seeing right through me, to my very soul. It is nice to be alone with you, Hiroki. That is rather why I brought you here in the first place. Now, we are in the Succubus realm. You are all mine. I won't let any of the other succubi in my palace lay so much as a finger on you. If they try, there will be grave consequences. My jaw's starting to hurt. Dude, she kicked my fucking ass. I have made this quite apparent that you are mine, and mine alone. That's very flattering. And more than a little disturbing. But how long am I going to stay here? As long as I deem necessary. That's not very useful. That's not a very useful response. I need to try and get some more concrete information out of her. Hold on. Okay. And how long is that exactly? Don't ask questions. You frowns. You make it sound almost as though you do not want to spend time with me. Right. That would have been perfect. As though you don't want to spend time with me. Are you not happy to see me again? I'd be happier if you weren't being so cruel. I'd be happier to see you again if you weren't being so cruel. Cruel? You raises her eyebrows. You don't know what you're talking about. As the princess of this realm, it is my duty to discipline naughty succubi who step out of line. Marina were asking for it. No, she wasn't. I glower at you, my anger resurfacing. Nobody would ask to be treated like that. What oh my god, what you did was wrong. It was immoral. You should apologize to her. Or else. Or else? What? You surveys me, her blue eyes cool as ice. Her look is impassive, and I find myself wincing. I don't know what to say to her. There's nothing I can do to threaten her. She has far more powers than I ever will. Heh, I thought that would render you quiet. You smiles. I understand your desire to play the hero, but it is unnecessary. Marina is a grown woman, and she can look after herself. Please, do not let her sour our reunion. She is unimportant. I'd like to argue that point, but I'll let it slide for now. There's other things weighing on my mind. I can't stay here, you know. I have a life waiting for me back in Tokyo. An apartment and a job. I need to return. Oh, Hiroki, how boring you've become. You sighs. I suppose I am pleased to have grown into such a responsible man, but you need not worry about such things any longer. Now you exist for one purpose and one alone, keeping me happy. Let me soothe you of your concerns, my dear Hiroki. You licks her lower lip with her tongue. I shall give myself onto you fully, until you forget about your prior attachments. Then you will beg me to stay here. I am certain of that. She is awfully confident, given she has nothing to back up these claims. I hope she doesn't mean to cast some sort of spell on me. I'm also a little curious. Won't Cosmos and you and the others wonder where I've gone? So you still care about them, though you have me now? Yu's eyes flash. Forget about them. They are no longer relevant. But there will be no buts. I am a ruler, and I do not tolerate backchat even from you, whom I love most dearly. Now, if you are worried about Cosmos and you and the rest, do not fret so. I have already informed them as to your new whereabouts. You have? Indeed, I thought it would be difficult if you suddenly disappeared one day, and they were none the wiser. As irritating as my subjects are, I do not wish to make them panic. It is my duty as their ruler to look out for them, no matter how they have wounded me. As a matter of fact, they are all in the succubus realm right now too. They are? Mm-hmm. I summoned all of these pesky succubi here alongside Marina so I could scold them. They all have been very, very naughty girls, Hifumi included. I was shocked when I learned that she had been intimate with you too. I did not expect it of her. As you can see, I am still very upset. I think I will keep them in the succubus realm for a while as part of their punishment until they have learned their lessons. So does that mean I can still see them? Can I talk to them? Now, why would you want to when you have me? I should be more than enough for you, Hiroki. Once I was enough for you. I was your only girlfriend. We made one another very happy. Yu dips her head. She presses a hand to her chest, just above her heart. She isn't smiling. She doesn't seem to do that often, but her expression has softened somewhat. She doesn't look as icy as usual, nor as intimidating. I think she must be remembering the fond memories we have between us. We were only together for a scant handful of months, but we were almost inseparable during that time. We were a quintessential lovey-dovey couple, lost in our own bubble, disgusting to all unfortunate enough to witness us. We went on a lot of dates. We went to cafes, the movies, and the courtside. We studied together. You tried to cook for me, though her food was borderline inedible. We shared many precious, happy moments. At the time, I really did love her. I am sure you were lonely when I left your life. That is why you had all these silly, meaningless relationships with all these succubi, one after the other. You were trying to fill the hole in your heart left by my hasty absence. But you do not need to turn to the arm of these other women now. None are kinder, more thoughtful lovers than I, and none of them love you the way I do. I met you long before they did, after all. Now, you rises from her throne, her wings twitch, and her dark hair flutters around her white, creamy shoulders like a shroud. Why don't I show you just how much I love you, Hiroki? It has been very, very long time since we last were together, and I would very much like to make the most of this moment. You are excitingly important to me. Excessively important to me. No woman could love you as much as I do. I will accept every last drop of your love, so don't worry. You smiles. You can do whatever you want with me. We will spend the whole day together and all night. I won't leave your side until I have succeeded in making you happy. Huh? I lie back on my unfamiliar bed and stare up at the unfamiliar ceiling. Our intimacy concluded. You left. She told me she had business to attend to, but she promised she would return later. I'm the one who brought you here, Hiroki, so I won't let you be lonely. I'll take very, very good care of you. You should know by now, after everything we've done together, that I really am the most compatible woman for you. Nobody else can come close. So don't yearn after anybody but me during my absence. That was what you said before giving me a kiss and departing in a sweep of long blue-black hair. Her sentiments were sweet, I suppose, but also a little unnerving. I'm glad you likes me so much. I can't think of many men who wouldn't be pleased to bask in the attention of a woman like her. She's certainly beautiful, but she's awfully controlling. Maybe that comes with being a ruler. I suppose she has to be stern to keep order in the succubi realm, but surely there are limits. My mind flitters back to Marita, lying in a crumpled heap at Yu's feet. I wince. You really did go too far. She treated Marina awfully. I'm glad I was able to step in before Marina got seriously hurt. But what would have happened if I wasn't there? I hardly dare to imagine. What am I going to do? I mutter aloud, but nobody replies. I didn't expect them to. I know I'm on my own. Though this bedroom is large, it's oppressive. The furnishings are also dark, and the furniture, large though it is, seems far too spaced out. There isn't enough stuff to fill up this vast canvas room. It feels a bit like I'm in a cave, and the perpetual night beyond the open windows does little to cheer me. I have no idea how long I've been lying here, nor what time it is. It doesn't look like the sun ever rises in the Succubus realm. It was pitch black when I first woke up here, and it still is pitch black now. It still is black now. It kind of matches my current mood, if I'm being quite honest. I'm trapped here in a strange environment, and I'm afraid there's no way for me to get back home. What will I do about my job? What will my parents say when they find out I've gone missing then? I need to worry about the rent too. Well, I know time passes differently here than it does in the human world. It's only been 10 years since I last saw you, but she told me it's felt like more like a century. I don't know how to work out the exact math without a calculator. I've never been the best at mental arithmetic. But if I've been here for, let's say, 6 hours, only a fraction of that will have passed in the human world. I feel like I've been here for I feel like I've been here for a long time, but in actuality, it must have been about 10 minutes or so. That's not enough time for anybody to notice I've gone missing. That gives me a bit of a leeway. It shouldn't matter too much if I stay here for a few days or even a few weeks, but I don't want to stay here for the rest of my life. At least, I don't think I do. Do I? No, absolutely I can't stay here. No, I can't stay here. I know I can't stay here. I don't even want to entertain the notion. I don't hate you, but the fact remains that she's holding me as a prisoner. I've got to be careful. If I don't harden my heart against her, I might come down with a case of Stockholm Syndrome. Then I'll never be able to escape. Speaking of which, nothing will get done if I keep lying here. I need to take matters into my own hands. You didn't forbid me from looking around, so why don't I explore this palace? If I keep my eyes peeled, I'm sure I'll be able to find some clues that'll help guide me back home. I have to, if I don't. But I don't want to think about that. That's too grim a possibility to even begin to contemplate. I meander aimlessly up and down the expensive hallways of Yu's palace. I passed numerous wooden doors along the way, but when I tried their handles, I discovered most of them are locked. I really do have to wonder what's behind all these doors. Maybe it's meant to be a secret. If you knew what I was doing, would she scold me? I don't want her to treat me as she did Marina, though I doubt she'd ever be that cruel to me. She seems to love me too much. It's precisely because of the obsessive love of hers that I found myself in this situation. Geez, this place is huge. I feel like I've been walking for hours. I've yet to find the entrance of this palace. The hallways seem to repeat themselves over and over again, like a tessellating pattern. In fact, I think I might be right back to where I started. Maybe you cast some kind of spell on this place. She's canny. She must have known I'd try to escape. This is impossible. I sigh. I pass a few succubi during my stroll. They have horns and wings, and they're wearing skimpy costumes which could pass as maid outfits. I wonder if they're Yu's servants. They shoot me curious looks, giggling amongst themselves like I'm some sort of speciesman, a frog in a jar, that they don't try to approach me. When I greet one of them, she turns on her heels and marches off down the hallway in the opposite direction. I guess you must have given her maid strict orders not to interact with me on pain of death. She's awfully controlling. It'd be nice if I could talk to somebody, but none of the succubi here dare to look at me in the eye. I feel trapped. Desperate now, I cross the hallway and stare out the window. The sky, as expected, is still inky black. The succubus realm is kind of depressing, huh? It's no wonder so many of them prefer staying in the human world. This place feels so sterile. It's kind of like a hospital. Though I don't think many hospitals sport plush wine, red carpet, or gilded chandeliers. I'll amend my previous statement. A very eccentric, gothic sort of hospital. Shit. I lean my elbows, open the windowsill, and glance down. There's some sort of courtyard below, with a stone fountain and a few trees. There are brushes of red roses all carefully collected, and what I think might be foxgloves, too, or hyacinths. I don't know what the fuck that is. A few benches are set up about the fountain, perhaps for open-air meals, picnics and the like. It's quite centric, actually. It looks like the sort of spot a couple might go to relax. The scenery isn't the most important thing about this country yard, however, it's the people that populate it. I recognize them. That girl with the short, choppy hair, tied back into a stubby ponytail, could only be Cosmos, and I recognize the Yu's distinctive orange pigtails from a mile off. They're all there. Cosmos, Yu, Hifumi, Marina. Well, I say they're all there, but Hazel is conspicuously absent. I have no idea where she is, but maybe that's a good thing. Perhaps Yu spared her wrath, and she was allowed to remain in the human realm. I don't know the precise details right now. I feel like I don't know very much at all, but I think talking to these four succubi might help clear matters up. If anybody knows a way to escape from this place, I'm sure they will. Luck might be on my side after all. It takes a little while for me to figure out how to get into the courtyard. This palace is new to me, and the layout is strange and confusing, almost maze-like. I get lost on several occasions. I run into dead ends frequently, and no matter how I search, I can't find the door that leads outside. I try to ask a few used maids for advice, but they're not very helpful. Afraid I think of potential retribution. Should they show me any kindness, they all turn tail and flee. It'd be nice if I had at least one ally in this place, but maybe that's selfish. I'm sure you, Cosmos, Fumi, Hazel, and Marina will help me. I just need to find them first. I grew more and more frustrated with each passing minute, but I don't give up. I continue my search stubbornly, obscenely, until finally, thank goodness, I reach my destination. I'm standing outside at long last. I'm free. Not. This courtyard is fringed on all sides by wings of Yule's mansion. I might even be more trapped in this isolation square of space than I was inside. It does make for a nice change of pace, though. The heavy black sky which looms above my head is unsettling, but I try not to pay it much mind. I'm more focused on the neatly planted flower beds and the sound of crystalline water splashing against the basin of the stone fountain. Though I'm outside, I can't feel any breeze at all. My hair and my clothes remain undisturbed and untouched. Perhaps there is no breeze in the succubus realm. That'll take some getting used to. Cosmos and you, Hifumi, and Marina are sitting by the fountain. They're all wearing their succubus attire, which might be expected given the circumstances. Pointed horns protrude from their heads, and their wings furl against their thighs. It's a little unusual seeing all four of them dressed like this. They generally assume their human form when they're around me. I've seen all four of them attired like this before, but never all four of them at once. Though we're standing outside, those wings take up quite a bit of space. I wonder if they can actually fly with those wings. They don't seem quite big enough for it. Maybe they're just for show. But there are more important things to think about now. Marina seems to have recovered after the humiliation she suffered earlier in the day. Her hair is neat and pristine once more. Her succubus attire is in place. She looks the same as always, save for the expression on her face. It's positively thunderous. I can't believe it. Marina's fingers clench. Her tail flicks discontinuedly. How could you treat me like that when I am older than she is? Has she not heard of respecting one's elders? So you're admitting you're old, are you? That's a first. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You, please. Hifumi shoots at you a warning look. You're not helping the situation. You cannot see that Marina's upset. Of course I can. I do have functioning eyes, you know. You pouts. Don't presume to treat me like a stupid child because I'm a bit younger than you. Perhaps you wouldn't be treated like a stupid child if you didn't insist on acting like one. Well, why, you... You takes a step forward. She grits her teeth together. Don't try and take the high and mighty tone with me. You're in no position to act like you're in charge. Don't you know it's that ignorance of yours that upset Lady Yu? She can see as I do. You think you're better than all of us because you're older than we are. You might be our superior in terms of sheer years, but you're not the ruler of this realm. You matter how much, no matter how highly you hold yourself. You is our superior here, and you ought to abide by her rules if you don't want to be punished yet again. Do you think I don't know that? You made that very plain. I'm still covered in bruises. If you ask me, you deserve it. You need to be taken down one peg every once in a while. Know your place, Marina. You're really not all that special. Well, why you... Come on now. Come on, everybody. Let us not argue. We're all friends here, aren't we? No way. I wouldn't be friends with a saggy old woman like Marina, even if you paid me. The feeling is quite mutual, you convenient turncoat. I can't believe you would support Yu's decision in this sorry affair when I have done so very much for you over the years? Is it because of my connections you were able to break into the idol industry? Don't forget. Show a bit of gratitude. But of course, my dear older sister, I am very, very grateful for your continued instructions. It is so nice and thoughtful of you to take time from your busy schedule to mock me, belittle me, insult me, and spank me over the smallest of mishaps. Truly, you are a paragon of virtue. Not. You pulls a face. I think she might spit on the ground, where that's not distinctly unidolish things to do. We might be in the succubus realm now, but Ayu still takes her role as an idol very seriously. She's a true workaholic. You might have done more for me than you has, Marina, but you're an interfusing busybody with a good complex to boot. You're only upset right now because you can't stand to admit that, despite all your posturing, you're not the one in charge. Lady Yu is our ruler, and we must all obey her commands. That's simply how it is. The sooner you get that through your head, the better. I hate to kick you while you were down, Marina, but you was right on this score. On that score. If you didn't cheek Lady Yu so much, she would not have been so hard on you. That's right. She scolded me about my relationship with Hiroki too, but she didn't slap me or step on me. I just looked at her all big wide-eyed and said, "I'm terribly sorry for upsetting you, Lady Yu. I did not understand my relations with that boy had caused you such pain. If I had been aware of your relationship, certainly I would not have spent as much time with him. Please, may you find it in your heart to forgive me." You clasps her hands in her front and bats her eyelashes. She looks very winsome and her endearing, but I know you will well enough that I can see right through her charade, as can Marina. The older succubus rolls her eyes. Oh, please, I know that's not what you really think. Of course it isn't. What I really think is, but sometimes we have to tell teeny tiny white lies to protect ourselves. If you knew how to bow and scrap and put on a front, Lady Yu would be much more inclined to forgive you. So you want me to act like a suck-up in a sycophant? I don't know what that is. Marina rolls her eyes. No, thank you. I would rather die than act as sweetie submissive as you do. I am a woman of principle. I think it is important to stick to them, no matter how hard the situation. I would renounce my love for Hiroki, no matter what you does to me, and I certainly won't apologize for it like you did to you. I refuse. That is very brave of you, my dear little sister, but if you keep acting this stubborn, Lady Yu will punish you. We don't know how long she'll make us stay here. Surely it's better to try and keep on her good side. If you don't, Yu draws her index finger across her throat in a swift, menacing motion. Your life won't be worth living. Marina flinches. She must understand the truth behind Ayu's words, even if she doesn't want to, because she bows her head. I don't want you to punish me like that ever again. It was painful, though I tried to tell myself otherwise. And it was humiliating, too. I can't bear to be treated in such a manner again. But I don't want to stop loving Hiroki either. I can't stop feeling the way I do because you has commanded me to. Hearts don't work that way. I know, Marina. I understand, too. This is a difficult situation for all of us. I am very fond of Hiroki myself. He is quite unlike the other human men I have known. He is dear, sweet, and kind. But Lady Yu has her sights set upon him. We cannot disobey her wishes. If we do, she will rain retribution down upon our heads. It is better to be circumspect, as you said. We need to learn how to hide our feelings. That is the only way we'll ever earn Lady Yu's forgiveness. But I don't want her forgiveness. I don't need it. I would far rather stay with Hiroki. I love him. Don't you feel the same? Well, Ayu glances away, blushing, and toys with her hair. I'd be lying if I said I didn't like that boy. Foolish though he is, he can be quite an amusing companion at times, and toying with him is a good deal of fun. I don't really care one way or the other, but if I had to choose between a life with Hiroki and one without him, I think I'd rather be with him. As would I. I have been so busy with work these last few weeks, I've not nearly had a chance to speak to him. As a result, I felt rather lonely. Oh, what wouldn't I give to see his cute sleeping face again? For me, there is no honor greater than letting him use my thighs as a pillow. You baby him too much. Hifumi, he's a grown man, and he needs to be treated as such. Fortunately, I'm not softy. If he were here, I'd whip him into shape. But he isn't here. He's in the Succubus realm. We're not allowed to speak with him. That is quite the contrary. Yes. Poor Hiroki. Yu scuffs the ground with her tip of her shoe. I don't envy him being the object of Yu's affection. She's so single-minded when she wants something. She does anything with her power to take it. I wonder if he'd be alright. The three Succubus sisters share a sad, melancholic sign among themselves. They look so meddling. My heart aches in sympathy for them. I can't stand in the shadows a second longer. I miss them too, and I want to talk to them. Hey, you guys? Hiroki? Cosmos, who was very quiet during the previous conversation, is the first to notice me. She's extricated herself from the other three Succubus and dashes towards me, her stubby ponytail bobbing with every step. Hiroki, is that really you? It is me in the flesh, I promise. I'm not hallucination or a mirage. Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried. I was afraid you would lock you up in her room and throw away the key. That's the sort of thing she might do. She's scary. She is kind of... I concur. Anyway, it's nice to see you too, Cosmos. All of you. I missed you. I ruffle the top of Cosmos' head. Then I look at about the other three Succubi standing by the fountain. And based on what I overheard, it sounds like you missed me too. Huh? I use eyes wide to Cosmos proportions. To comic proportions. She takes a step back, holding one hand up on her face and cries out, What are you talking about? It's not like I missed you or anything, you idiot. I really don't care about you all that much. You're nothing but a cameraman to me. Since you don't have your camera with you right now, you're totally worthless. Really now? Is that so? I smile. How funny you were singing a different tune 5 seconds ago, but maybe I misunderstood. Is there another way to consume I want to be with him that I'm too stupid to fully understand? Why you... Yu plants her hands on her hips, her tail twitching indignantly. She looks utterly pissed, but her outrage is softened somewhat by the heavy blush that adorns her cheeks. Her face is almost as red as her skin-tight succubus outfit. You shouldn't have been listening to our conversation in the first place. Stupid. Eavesdropping is a crime. I should have you executed for that. Off with your head. Off with your head. Beheading, huh? That's a pretty rough sentence. I guess I'm lucky you is the one who rules over the succubus room, not you. If you want to kill me, you'll have to appeal to you first, but I have a sneaky suspicion she'll overrule you. She seems pretty fond of me. She's very fond of you. She loves you. I thought you were my boyfriend, but... Cosmos grips my arm with her own and peers up at me, her eyes large and misty. She said you were her boyfriend first, as long a time ago. Is that true? Cosmos. My expression softens. Teasing you is all well and good. I'd recommend it, in fact. Studies have shown it's very beneficial for one's mental health, but I'm not sure how to deal with Cosmos. She looks utterly heartbroken. I know it's foolish as I met you a decade before Cosmos, but I can't shake the feeling that I've cheated on her. At the very least, news of my relationship with you has hurt her feelings. I'm sorry, but it's true. You was my first girlfriend when I was back in high school. I didn't know she was called you then, though, or that she was a succubus. I thought she was a normal human girl. She called herself Yuki. So it is true. Cosmos sighs. Did you love her a lot? At the time, I did. I'm a bit conflicted about it now, though. It's been a while since I last saw her. Things are different. So you don't want to be her boyfriend again? I can't be her boyfriend. I'm your boyfriend. I can't, no matter how much she asks. I'm your boyfriend now. Oh, Hiroki. Cosmos' eyes swim with relieved tears. Sniffing, she nuzzles her cheeks against my arm. Thank you for staying with me, for loving me, even though I'm weird and I'm not very clever. Most people would say you as much Much, much prettier than I am. If I liked her more than me, I would understand. It hurt a lot, but I was prepared to give you up. I thought it was for the best. I didn't think I had a chance. I was so sad when you told me that she loved you. I felt so lonely. Hey, it's all right. I rubbed the top of Cosmo's head as a small animal, my voice soft and gentle. You don't need to cry or feel lonely. You're my girlfriend, and nothing will change that. And what about the rest of us, huh? How do you feel about us? Why do you ask? Are you worried, you? Of course not. I'm not worried. Of course I'm not worried. I just want to know. It's not fair that you're letting Cosmos monopolize all your attention. We have a right to know where we stand too. Do you still like us, or yes or no? It's a simple question, so it should be easy even for a moron for you to answer. It'd be easy. It is easy. It's so easy. I don't even need to contemplate it. I smile, first at the huffy Ayu, then the gentle Hifumi, and the slightly out of sorts Marina. I'm still your cameraman, Ayu. I'm still Marina's darling and Hifu's husband, too. That won't change no matter what happens. I still like all of you, and I won't stop caring for you. I just hope you don't stop caring for me. Oh, Hiroki. Marina's eyes are starting to look misty. She brushes aside a few tears with the back of her hand, then offers me a smile. You really are a gentleman. Yes, indeed, you would make a wonderful husband. Now I feel ashamed for telling Lady Yu I had no interest in you. I thought it was the best way to calm her nerves, but perhaps I should have held strong just like Marina did. She persisted her love for you, and she was punished horribly. I know that would happen, so I obfuscated my true emotions. I wasn't honest. It's not my proudest moment. Ifumi presses her hands against her front and offers me a deep, reverted bow. I only hope you can forgive me for this grave folly, my dear husband. If I have displeased you, you may scold me whenever you like. It's fine, Hifumi. You don't need to feel guilty. You only said what you felt you ought to protect yourself. I don't blame you. After speaking to you, she's very forceful. Yes, indeed. She's far too forceful. Jealous, too. It's a horrible combination. Marina scowls. She summoned us to the Succubus realm with no prior warning, then cross-examined us all individually. Now she won't let us return to the human world until she's satisfied we've seen the error in our ways. She's treating us like prisoners. Oh, I hope my fans will be alright without me. They get worried if I go too long without posting new photos. Ha! As if your weird contingent of social maladjusted, always on cheaper, only leaving the house to buy instant noodles fans matter. It's my fans who will pose a real problem. I'm the famous idol like Aikua Yu. I go missing, people will riot. I'll cause a huge scandal. It'll cause a huge scandal. This is so inconvenient for my career. I'm supposed to be going on tour soon. How can I when I'm trapped here? Ayu kicks the stone fountain disconsolately. This is such a mess. We're all in a difficult situation now. Though I believe none of us are in as much danger as Hiroki. I'm sure you will be tired of us eventually and will let us leave. As for Hiroki, however, I swallow. Do you really think she'll keep me here forever? It is a distant possibility. It's exactly the sort of thing she would do. Crap, I was afraid of that. You seemed very suspicious when she told me her plans earlier. She given me no reason to doubt her, but I tried to cling onto a small sliver of hope regardless. Now that hope has been extinguished, is there anything that can be done about this? I look between the four succubi helplessly. Could one of you talk to her about this? You might be able to convince her to let me go. Well, Fumi folds her arms across her chest in thought, her eyes half lidded. Out of all of us, Lady Yu is the closest to myself. If I had not abdicated, she would not be on the throne right now. She owes her current status to me. As her advisor, it's my duty to give her advice. I can tell her things few others would dare. She rarely loses her temper with me, no matter how bold my suggestions. Perhaps I could try and sway her mind for you. Oh, Hifumi, thank you very much. Now it's my turn to bow before her. I bow very humbly in a manner that makes a youth scoff. Now, don't thank me just yet. Though she was the one who suggested this plan, Fumi doesn't seem to have much faith in it. Her expression is still cloudy, her lips pierced. There is no guarantee I will be able to do anything. I might be Lady Yu's tutor, but she has always been headstrong. She isn't the sort of person to change her mind. I'm not at all certain my petitions will reach her, but I shall try and do my best regardless. I'll try to temper my expectation accordingly. Thanks, Hifumi. I don't feel practically optimistic about my future, but I smile at her nonetheless. Your best is all I can ask for. I'd be unfair to expect you to do anything more. I'm a little curious, though. I glance about the courtyard, my arms folded. Why is there only 4 of you? Isn't Hazel in the succubus room? She is, but she's not with us. She's busy attending other duties, I suppose you could say. Other duties? Like what? Well, Marina toys with a lock on her sleek white hair. Let's just say she has a very special relationship with Lady Yu. I do not mean to be indiscreet, but... That's funny. Oh, Lady Yu, you have such wonderful smooth skin. Touching you is the greatest privilege imaginable. I'll never get enough of this. It's addictive. In fact, it feels kind of like I'm kneading mochi. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself so much, but please remember to be thorough. You may state your own desire while massaging me, however, they may be, but my needs should always come first. I am your ruler, after all. Yes, that's right. You are my ruler, Lady Yu. Every single inch of my body belongs to you. Please do whatever you want with me. I have no complaints. You've always been so obedient, Hazel. You're such a good girl. You're nothing like the treacherous Marina. But of course, my ladyship, I live only to serve you. If you tell me not to pursue Hiroki, then I'll never look at him ever again. I love you dearly, and I'd hate to see you try. Thank you, Hazel. I'm glad you understand. Marina argued back when I told her to leave Hiroki alone, but you obeyed me instantly. Well, that should go without saying. You're my most loyal servant. I'm your most loyal servant. You really are. I think you might be even more loyal than Hifumi. I must reiterate, though, do not get close to that boy. Do not speak to him, and do not try to interact with him. You must bury your feelings for him. Do I make that quite plain? Aye, milady. Leave it to me. I'll keep my distance. You're sure it won't pain you? I thought you two had a special bond. We were pretty close, yeah. But I love you just as much, no more, than I love him. If it'll make you happy, I'll do anything. Just let me massage your body every once in a while, and I'll never think about Hiroki again. Very well, you may continue. Your massages are simply delightful. You know how to ease all the tensions in my body. That's because I'm an athlete. I know how to look after myself, and other people too. If you want to be a pro sportswoman, you got to be able to smooth your muscles after a weary workout session. Is that so? You might act like something of an airhead, but you are awfully wise. What? My lady praised me. I'm so happy. I could die happy. I love you, Lady Yu. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Hazel. Your love is appreciated. Now, my lower half is feeling a bit stiff. Would you mind massaging that too? Of course. It'd be my pleasure. Just leave your body in my very capable hands. Ho, ho, ho. Right, I see. So Hazel has a thing for you, does she? I'm disappointed in Hazel. Does she care that I've been trapped in a succubus room against my will? Has she totally turned her back on me? I guess Yu's attractive, but is that enough to trump our shared bonds? She's more flattering than I realized. Yes, indeed, some of the other succubi fawn over her too, but none are more blatant about it than Hazel. She practically worships the ground Yu walks on. Totally. You should see them together. Hazel wags her tail like a lovelorn puppy. Yu pulls a face. And Marina calls me a Sycophant. I don't know. I'm going to compare. I'm nothing compared to Hazel. Yes, I'm disappointed in her, friend. I bet she prostrated herself before you when you scolded her and begged for forgiveness. Knowing her, she probably offered to lick you's feet clean too. Gross. That is a mental image I couldn't do without. I could do without. Me too, Marina. Me too. But it does not sound entirely beyond the realm of possibility. Hazel loves you a lot. Her love is pure. Love, like my love for you. I don't think she means anything ill by it. At the end of the day, we can't help who we fall in love with. I'm aware of that, but you? How could she fall in love with her? For once, I agree with you. It's incredibly baffling. It's not just baffling, it's downright bizarre. Lady Yu might be not that old, but she's our ruler. She could have us disposed of if she wished, with the flick of a finger. Now, some people like being looked down upon and dominated. Perhaps Hazel's the same way. I guess Hazel won't be able to help me change Yu's mind then. Not at all. Marina snorts. You shouldn't count on her as an ally when Yu's around. Hazel's besotted. I don't fucking know. Duly noted. I'll keep that in mind. You needn't worry about Hazel's support. In any event, I will try to speak to Lady Yu, as I said. I cannot offer you very much in terms of support, but I will do all I can. I'm sure the rest of you will too. We love you a lot, Hiroki, and we want you to be safe. You must be on guard, though. Hifumi's voice hardens. This is Yu's domain. While you are here, you will be at her mercy. I shall try to protect you, but my influence is limited, and there is little I can do. Please try and be careful. If anything happened to you, I'd fear I would not be able to forgive myself. I turn Hifumi's words over in my head for the rest of the day. Well, I said day, but since the sky beyond the windows never changed color, I'm not sure where the day ends and the night begins. Time stretches and dilates in strange ways. There aren't any clocks anywhere, and I can't keep track of anything. I don't think I've been here all that long, but I'm already starting to lose all my sense of the passing hour. I already know that time doesn't pass in the Succubus realm as it does in a human world. Could the perpetual night sky be a byproduct of that? I have no idea. I'm starting to lose my bearings. I know I should try to escape, but I feel undecided. I don't think staying here is good for me, but at the same token, I don't stop thinking about you. I'm worried. That she'll never let me leave. She's so passive, I'm a little afraid of her. What will she do if I try to run? Thinking about all the possibilities enough to make me feel faint. I groan, pressing a hand to my temple. It's throbbing. I feel awful. Humans were never meant to come here. That must be why I feel so out of sorts. My body's rejecting this place. The air is strange and stuffy when I'm indoors. It's hard to breathe. I doubt I'll ever get used to it here. Neither do I want to. I need to try and escape, but that seems impossible. I'll just have to rely on Hifumi. She's dependable enough. She's one of the more mature succubi I know, alongside Marina. Surely you will have to listen to her. She has to. She's only the current ruler because Hifumi bestowed the right upon her. Doesn't she owe Hifumi some sort of favor? I can only hope their talk will be a favorable one. But right now, I'm so sleepy I can barely formulate coherent thoughts. I yawn. My eyelashes fall shut. Then I fall asleep. And that's where we're going to call it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I appreciate the ones that will stop by and check this out later. Remember, if you are not subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and I appreciate it more than you know. But it's that time I must bid you all adieu. Goodbye, and good night.